Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. C. Maria, Associate Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication, Pearson College of Engineering and Technology. And today we are going to discuss about sequential circuits. Before we enter into sequential circuits, we can discuss about combinational circuits. Combinational circuit is a circuit in which we combine the different gates in the circuit, for example, encoder, decoder, mux and demux. A combinational circuit can have n number of inputs and m number of outputs. The output of combinational circuit at any instant of time depends only on the levels of input terminals. The combinational circuit does not use any memory. The previous state of the input does not have any effect on the present state of the circuit. Now, just we discuss about sequential circuits. The combinational circuit does not use any memory. Hence, the previous state of input does not have any effect on the present state of the circuit. But sequential circuit has memory, so output can vary based on input. This type of circuit uses previous input, output, clock and a memory element. And this is the block diagram of sequential circuit. We have some inputs and the output can have access from input and from memory element and from clock. And in sequential circuits we can discuss about the first topic as flip-flop. Flip-flop is a storing, just we can store some information in the flip-flop. It's a storing device. Flip-flops are sequential circuits which generally samples its inputs and changes its outputs only at particular instance of time and not continuously. Flip-flop is said to be edge sensitive or edge trigger rather than being a level trigger like latches. And latches is nothing but it is also a storing device. Now we are going to see about some different types of flip-flops. The first one is SR flip-flop, the second one is JK, D flip-flop and T flip-flop. And SR flip-flop is a basic additional having three inputs, the additional enable input and S and R. It is also called as a level trigger SR flip-flop. For this circuit, in output will take place if only if the enable input is made active. In this short, the circuit will operate as an SR latch if E is equal to 1, but there is no change in the output if E is equal to 0. This is the block diagram of SR flip-flop and this is the truth table of SR flip-flop. When S is 1, it is in set condition, but R is 1, it is reset condition. Both S and R is in 0, it is in no change condition. And if both R and S in 1, it is an intermediate condition. And the next one is JK flip-flop. JK flip-flop is a cascade of two SR flip-flop with feedback from the output of second to input of first. MOSFET is a positive level trigger, but due to the presence of inverter in the clock line, the slave will respond to the negative level. Hence, when the clock is equal to 1, the master is active and the slave is inactive. Whereas when clock is equal to 0, the low level slave is active and the master is inactive. This is the truth table of JK. And when J is 1, the flip-flop is set. When K is 1, it is in reset condition. When both it is in 0, there is no change. When both is 1, it is in toggle condition. The next one is D flip-flop. It is also called as delay flip-flop. Why it's named as delay flip-flop is nothing but just there is delay between the input and the output. Delay flip-flop or D flip-flop is a simple gate SR latch with a NAND inverter connected between S and R inputs. It has only one input. The input data is appearing at the output after some time. Due to this data delay between input and output, it is called delay flip-flop. S and R will be the complements of each other due to NAND inverter. Hence S equal to R is equal to 0 or S equal to R is equal to 1. This input condition will never appear. This problem is avoided by SR is equal to 0, 0 and SR is equal to 1 conditions. And this is the block diagram of D flip-flop. And when D is equal to 0, it is a reset condition. When D is equal to 1, it is a set condition. The next one is T flip-flop. It is the name T indicates toggle. Toggle flip-flop is basically a JK flip-flop with J and K terminals permanently connected together. It has only input denoted by T. When T is equal to 0, there is no change. When T is equal to 1, it is in toggle state. And flip-flop is a 1-bit memory cell which can be used for storing the digital data. To increase the storage capacity in terms of number of bits, we have to use a group of flip-flop. Such a group of flip-flop is known as register. The input register will consist of n number of flip-flop and it is capable of storing an n bit word. The registers we are going to discuss about shift register. The binary data in the register can be moved within the register from one flip-flop to another. The register that allows the data transfer are called shift register. There are four modes of operations of shift register. The first one is serial input, serial output. The second one is serial input, parallel output. The third one is parallel input, serial output. And the fourth one is parallel input and parallel output. The next we are going to discuss about counters. Counter is a sequential circuit. A digital circuit which is used for counting pulses is known as counter. Counter is the widest application of flip-flops. It is a group of flip-flops with a clock signal applied. Counters are of two types, asynchronous or ripple counters and synchronous counters. Now we are going to discuss about mod counter and we are discuss about how to design a counter, modulus counter. This is a modulus counter, mod n counter. The 2-bit ripple counter is called as mod 4 counter and 3-bit ripple counter is called as mod 8 counter. So in general, an input and n-bit ripple counter is called as modulo n counter, where mod number is equal to 2 power n. And types of modulus 2-bit up or down, 3-bit up or down, 4-bit up or down. And applications of counters will be used in frequency counters, digital clock, time measurements, A to D converter, frequency divider circuits, digital triangular wave generator. Now we are going to design a mod 5 counter. And here you are going to design a mod 5 counter. For the first step, one is determine the number of flip-flop needed. For this, you have to calculate 2 power n. 2n greater than or equal to n. That is mod 5 is equal to here. The capital N is equal to what is the mod 5? n is 5. And now we are going to calculate the number of flip-flops we are going to use. 2 power n. There is 3. There is 3 flip-flops are required. Here, to design a mod 5 counter, we are having 3 flip-flops. We are going to design a mod 5 counter with 3 flip-flops. The next step is we are going to have what are the types of flip-flop we are going to design with the mod 5 counter. Here, the first one is JK. We are using JK flip-flop. The first step to design mod 5 counter is you have to draw a state diagram. Just the name indicates mod 5, n is equal to 5, so you have the states, 5 states. We are going to draw A to D, E, just A is the first state, B is the second state, C is the third state, and D is the fourth state, and E is the fifth state. So you are going to draw in state diagram, and A, the next state is B, next state is C, and the next state is D. And from the next state, from the state D, it goes to E, and from E, it goes to E. The next one is state assignment. You are having 5 states, so you are going to assign. The name indicates flip-flops. You are going to uses 3 flip-flops. So you are having 3 bits. So you are going to take 3 bits. So A is equal to 0, 0, 0, B is equal to 0, 0, 1, C is equal to 0, 1, 0, D is equal to 0, 1, 1, E is equal to 1, 0, 0. And the next one is we are going to assign some state data. The state indicate the present state and the next state. The present state A is 0, 0, 0, and from A, the state diagram goes to B. So the next state is B, 0, 0, 1. And the present state is B, from B this goes to C. And the present state is C, from C this goes to D. And the present state is D, from D this goes to E. The present state is E and it goes to A. This is the excitation table for JK flip-flop. When the input is 0, 0, have 0x, 0, 1, 1x, 1, 0, x. And just next step is you're going to design, you're going to have a table of excitation table for mod 5 counter. Here you're going to use present state, next state, and flip-flop input. Here the present state is 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. And this is the 5 state. And next remaining states 6, 7, next remaining states 1, 0, 1 and 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1 are having don't can conditions. So from 0, 0, 0 to the next state is 0, 0, 1. And from the present state 0, 0, 1 to the next state is 0, 1, 0. The present state 0, 1, 0 to 0, 1, 1. The present state 0, 1, 1 to the next state is 1, 0, 0. The present state 1, 0, 0, the next state is 0, 0, 0. So for the flip-flop, we are going to consider here the present state QC and the next state QC plus 1. for JC. From 0, 0, the condition is the conditions excitation stable for JK. For 0, 0, the value is x0x. For 0, 1, the value, just we are going to consider 0, 1, the value is xx. So you're going to place the excitation stable for JK from considering QC plus 1, QB plus 1, QA and QA plus 1. And here, the next one JB for JB and KB. The state 0, 0 having 0x. The state 0, 1 having 1x. The state 1, 1 is having x0. The state just 1, 0, just you having x1. So remaining you having the dual calculation. For same, this J and Ka, we are going to consider QA and QA plus 1. For 0, 1, it is 1x. For 1, 0, it is x1. For 0, 1, it is 1x. For 1, 0, it is x1. The next one is for 0, 0, it is 0x. So the remaining conditions will be xx as don't care conditions. In this, just to design, design an excitation table for modified counter, you're going to consider the first is present state, the next is next state. With this present state and next state, you're going to draw a JK flip flop. Here you're having 3 flip flops. So we are just use 3 JC, KC, JB, KB, JK and KA. The next one is K-map simplification for JC. For JC, just the value is for 0, 1, 1 it is 1, 1, 1, 1 it is don't care. So you're going to group the 1 and don't care condition. So for JC, just you're going to have the values QB and QA. The next one for KC. For KC having 1 and other than for 1, 0, 0 is 1 and other than all the blocks are having 0 xx don't care. So you're going to group the both 8. So KC is equal to 1. The next is JB. JB you're having the values just JB is equal to QB. The next one KB is equal to QA. The next is JA. You are going to consider a JA. JA here you are going to take the first full row. So you are going JA value is QC bar. The next one KA. JA you have KA you are going to consider the 8 columns. So just we are going to have the KA value as 1. This is the logic diagram of modified counter. You are going to have JA KA flip flop, JB KB flip flop, and JC KC flip flop, and QA and QB, and these are the outer lines, and you have to use the clockwise. This is a timing diagram for modified counter. When what is the first we're having when the state is having 0, 0, 0, next from the state A it goes to state 1, that is state B, from the state B it goes to state C, from state C it goes to state D, from state D it goes to state D, and from state D it goes to from state E, and from state E it goes to state A. And the next one, just we are going to design of sequential circuits. And in sequential circuits, we are having the flip flops and some counters, and then how we are going to design the sequential circuits. For any sequential circuit, these are the steps we are going to follow for the design of sequential circuits. The first one is an overview of the design procedure for a sequential circuit. First one, we have to derive the state diagram and state table for the circuit. The second one, count the number of states in the state diagram. Call it N and calculate the number of flip flops needed. Call it P by solving the equation. 2 power P minus 1 is equal to N F. Just going to 2 power P is just we are going to have solved by the value of P. Assign a unique P-bit binary number to each state. Often the first state is equal to 0, the next state is equal to 1. Derive the state transition table and the output table. This is the next step. And the next step is we are going to separate the state transition table into P tables, one for each flip flop. The next step is decide on the types of flip flops to use. When you are having doubt for other flip flops, you can use all JKs. Derive the input table for each flip flop using the excitation table for the type. Derive the input equation for each flip flop is as a functions of the input and current states of all flip flops. Summarize the equations by writing them in one place. Draw the circuit diagram. The next one, just now is an example how we are going to design a sequence detector using a JK flip-flops. Just we are going to design, this is an example of design a 11011 sequence detector using a JK flip-flop. First step, derive the state diagram and state table for the problem. For the method to be used for deriving the state diagram depends on the problem. At this point in the problem, the states are usually labeled by a letter with the initial state being labeled A. First, the next step is determine the number of steps. It can be proven that n-bit sequence detector requires at least n states to function correctly. It can also be shown that a circuit with more than n states is unnecessarily complicated and a waste of hardware. Thus, n-bit sequence detector has n states. We are designing a sequence detector for a 5-bit sequence, so we need 5 states. We label these states as A, B, C, D and E. The state A is the initial state. And now we can just discuss about how we can draw a state diagram for the given sequence 11011. Just the state A is initial state, it has no, just it is having a state as awaiting response as 11011. From A, if the input is 1, it goes to B state and the output is 0. And from B, if the input is 1, it goes to D state and the output is 0. And from C, when the input is 0, it goes to D state and the output is 1. From E, the input is 1, it goes to D state and just E state and the output is 0. From E, it goes to A when the output is 1. And this is the state diagram. How just for the first step is state diagram. If this just here's the partial diagram of the state diagram has only the sequence expected. Note that the diagram returns to state C after a successful detection. The final 1 are used again. See, first the state is in A. You're having the values 110. So the first state is 1. If the state A has the input 1, it goes to state B and the output is 0. That is here 1 by 0. And when state B, it has the next number is 1, 1. So when the input is 1, the state moves to C and the output is 0. We finished for 1, 1. The next one is 0. When the input is 0, the state goes to D and the output is 0. It is in D state. And the next 1, 1, 0 is finished. And next, when the input is 1, it goes to E state. 1, 1, 0, 1 is finished and the output is Z. And when the input is 1, it has just E state goes to Z and the output is also 1. Note the labeling of the transition export is it. Thus the expected transition from A to B has an input of 1 and an output of 0. The transition from E to C has an output of 1, denoting that the desired sequence has been detected. And this is the full state diagram. See here, the first state A, if the input is 1, the state is moving to B. The next from state B, if the input is 1, it's moving to C. And the next one, the state is the input is 0, from the state C, it moves to B. The next, if the input is 1, from the state it moves to E. And if the input is 1, it moves to C. But if the input is 0, it moves to A. And here in the state A, if the state A is not having the input as 1, if we are having input as 0 means if the same presence in the same state only. For state B, if it's having input is 1, it moves to C. But it's having the input 0 means it moves to E. In state C, if the input is 0, it moves to D. But it's having input 1, it is only in the same state C. In state D, if the input is 1, it moves to E, but the input is 0 means it moves to state A. In state E, if the input is 1, it moves to C and the output is 1. But if the input is 0 means it's sent to the state A. Just the first diagram is you have to design the state diagram like this. You have to identify the number of states, and for the number of states, you're going to draw the state diagram. And from the present state to next state, you're going to consider the input as 11011. So from the input, you're going to consider the states. If the present just 11011. If the numbers 1, if the first input is 1, if there is no input as 1, if you having 0 means it will be in the present state. Just you're going to draw the state diagram with the input sequence of 11011. You're going to consider this next state and you're going to consider the output and you're going to consider whether if the input is 1, it goes to the next state, or if the input is 0 means it goes to the same state or to the another state. Then this is the important thing in the state sequence detector. The first step is going to design the state diagram. The next one is state table. Just first we are going to assign what are the states you are having. That is the present state. Present states you are having is A to E. The present state is A, B, C, D, E. And here you are having two conditions. Your sequence is 11011. So if the input is 0 means what is the condition, and if the input is 1 means what is the condition. So you are going to having the next state as x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. The present state is A. When we having the input is 0, the A will be in the same state. So x equal to 0 means the A will be in the same state and the output is 0. So A bar 0. And when the input is x equal to 1, the state A moves to B and the output is 0. For the next state B, when x equal to 0, the B state moves to A state. And when x equal to 1, the B state moves to C state. Because we are having 11011 as a sequence vector. The next one, present state is C. When C is equal to 0 input, the C state moves to D. Because we are having 110, so it's having as input as 0. So C state move to the next state D state. And when x equal to 1, the C state will be in the same condition, same state, C state. And the next present state D, when the input is 0, the D state will be moved to A and the output will be 0. When the input is 1, the D state will move to E state and the output is 0. And for the next state E, when the input is 0, it will be moved to A state, and the input is 1, it will be moved to C state. And this is the just state table. Here you are going to consider the present state and you are going to consider the next state. And for the next state, you are going to consider x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. And the next step is you are going to assign a state. Assign just value for the state. Here you are having 5 states, A to E. For 5 states, you are going to assign some binary values. The simplest way is to make the following assignments. A is equal to 0, 0, 0, B is equal to 0, 0, 1, C is equal to 0, 1, 0, D is equal to 0, 1, 1, E is equal to 1, 0, 0. Occasionally, a better assignment can be detected by inspection of the next state table. For x equal to 0, the possible next states are A and D. For x equal to 1, the possible next states are B, C and E. For this reason, we select to give even number assignments to A and D and to give odd number assignments to states B, C and E. For A is equal to 0, 0, B is equal to 0, 0, 1, C is equal to 0, 1, 1, D is equal to 1, 0, 0, E is equal to 1, 0, 1. Note that states 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1 are not used. This is the state assignment. The next step is you are going to generate the transitions table with the output. Note that in many designs, just counters, the states are already labeled with the binary numbers. So the state table is the transition table. We shall label the internal state by the 3-bit binary number y2, y1, y0 and use the 3-bit vectors defined. Here the same conditions, just we are going to consider present state. Present state is A, B, C, D, E. So we are going to name the value 0, 0, 0, 3-bit value as y2, y1, y0 and the B state is 0, 0, 1, state is the C state is 0, 1, 1, D state is 1, 0, 0, E state is 1, 0, 1. And next step is just we are going to consider the next state. What is the next state? The next state is you're going to have the two inputs x equal to 0, either x equal to 0 or x equal to 1. Here, when x equal to 0, the input state A is in same state 0, 0, 0. When x equal to 1, the input state A is moved to B state, that is 0, 0, 1. The next one, when the input, just when your state is B state 0, 0, 1 is having the input as 0, it will be go to A state. So the A state value 0, 0, 0. When the input is 1, we are having 0, 1, 1. If the B state is moves to the C state, the value is 0, 1, 1. For the next state, present state 0, 1, 1, when the input is 0, it will be moves to 1, 0, 0, that is the C state. When the input is 1, it will be moved to the next state 0, 1, 1. But the next one is D state. Here the input is 0 means it moves to A state, that is 0, 0, 0. And the input is 1 means it moves to 1, 0, 1, that is the state A. The next state E, when the input is 0 for the state E, it moves to A, 0, 0, 0. And when the input is 1 means it moves to C state, 0, 1, 1. And there is the present state and next state. Here, just the same, just you are going to consider what is the present state when x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. Separate. The next step is you are going to separate the transitions table into 3 tables, one for each flip-flop. Just next we are going to have what are the flip-flops you are going to next we are going to find what are the flip-flops you are going to use here. We shall generate a present state next table for each 3 flip-flops, table y2, y1, y0. It is important to note that each of the tables must include the complete present state labeled by the 3-bit vector y2, y1, y0. We look at an implementation using D flip-flops. For each flip-flop, we have the desired next state for each combination of present state and input. Remember that D flip-flop equation is D is equal to Q of T plus 1, that is input to the flip-flop, whatever the next state is to be. Thus the design is D2 is equal to x bar dot y1, x dot y2 dot y0 bar, D1 is equal to x dot y0, D0 is equal to x. And now this is how the value will be obtained by using the present state and next state. And this is the excitation table for the just we are going to use the excitation table for D flip-flop with the present state and the next state. For y2, we are having the present state as 0, 0, 0. For the inputs, next state 0 and the 0. The next one 0, 0, 1, we are going to have 0, 0, 0. 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. For y2, y1 and y0, we are having 3 flip-flops. y2, y1, y0. For the 3 flip-flops, you are going to consider the present state and what is the input for input of the next state, and you are going to calculate the D flip-flop using the excitation of D flip-flop. Here for y1, it is a 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. So the value is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. For y0, we are going to consider this 5 states and 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. We are going to consider the x equal to 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1 and 0. We are going to consider the y2 and we are going to consider the y1 and then we are going to consider the y0. And this is the logic diagram. The logic diagram for the equations d2 is equal to x bar into y1 plus x bar dot y2 dot y0 bar. D1 is equal to x dot y0 and D0 is equal to x. And here just we are going to have the D flip-flop with the clock signals, and we are going to have for D2 is having x bar into y1 plus x dot y2 dot y0 y0, and for D1 x dot y bar y0 bar y0, and D0 is x. Just we are going to have consider how many flip-flop steps is. First step is you are going to draw a state diagram. The next step is you are going to consider a state table, and the next step is you are going to draw the excitation table. The next is you are just going to generate number of flip-flops used. Next we are going to draw the state table, excitation table for just the present input, next state, and for the flip-flops. Next, we are going to draw the logic diagrams. And these are just in sequential circuits. The main element is memory element. We are having just in combinational circuits, just an n number of inputs depend, just the output depends on the n number of inputs. And in sequential circuits, the output depends on both the memory element, clock, and the input states. The just in sequential circuits, the present inputs have the effect on the past value, this previous state. So just now, just comprisingly, just we are discuss about just what are just counters, then modify counter, then design of a sequential circuit, and what are the flip-flops. And what is sequential circuit means? Sequential circuit is nothing but we are going to consider memory element. We are going to save all the past values and present values in the memory element. We are going to have the clock signal. And just in sequential circuits, we are going to design counters and a design of sequential circuits. And for counter and sequential circuits, the counters needs the 5 steps. The first one is state diagram, the second one is state table, the third one is excitation table, and the fourth one is we are going to consider the number of flip-flops, and we are going to have the logic diagram. For mod 5 counter, the number of state will be 5. The name indicates 5 means 5 counter, and the mod 10 counter means the name indicates the range is equal to 10. For a design a sequential circuits, and you need just you're going to have some sequence 1 1 0 1 1. You're going to have the sequences 1 1 0 1 1, and with this 1 1 0 1 1, you're going to draw a state diagram. The sequence has 1 1 0 1 1 as the input sequence, and from the input sequence you do draw the state diagram. Then you're going to assign some state values to the state diagram. Next, you're going to have some state table. From the state diagram, you're going to assign state table from present state to next state, and from the state table you're going to assign some state values to the what are the states you're having. From the state assignment, you're going to have the state table, just excitation table from state A to state B, and state B to C, and C to D, D to E, and E to, and what is the next state. This is the for the sequence director 1 1 0 1 1, and the sequence, if the output is greater as 1 1 0 1 1, the output is 1. Just you are going to consider here, and this is the state diagram. This is just the state, just you are having the output only at the last state. Here you are having the 5 state. When the input is 1, it moves having the B state. But just having only, you are having output is 0. When finally your sequence, here this is the sequence, this is 1 1 0 1 1. When the sequence 1 1 0 1 1 is obtained, means at the time you are having the output as 1. And before all the times you are having the output as 0 0 0. So only at when the E state is moved to C state, that when the X is equal to 1, the E state is moved to C state, the output will be 1. Here we are having the output as 1 only when at the E state, as in C state 0 1 1 1, that is output is 1, and all other states A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, and we are having the output as 0. When finally the sequence 1 1 0 1 1 is updated, means you are having the output as 1. And these are the topics in sequential circuits. And in sequential circuits, just we are using some memory elements, and we are from the memory elements we are going to save the past value, and we are going to consider the previous state, and we are going to curve with the previous state. The present state has the effect from the previous state, and we are going to design some counters, modulus sequence detectors, just modulus counters, sequence detectors, and design of sequential circuits. Thank you.